Hey, my happy shiny puppies. This is Melody Fletcher, author of Deliberate Receiving. Finally, the universe makes some freaking sense. And this is day 11 of my 30-day video challenge. Okay, so today's video requires a disclaimer. If you are the kind of person who is deeply offended by dirty, dirty curse words, then you should stop watching now. This video may not be for you. So don't say I didn't warn you, and you're welcome. Okay, so today we are going to talk about why I choose to curse. And first of all, it is very much a choice. I am very aware of what I'm saying. I choose my words very carefully in writing and when I'm talking on this blog. And so when people kind of say, well, you should maybe, watch your language, I am watching it. I am fully aware of what I'm saying. I've never sort of bopped along and been talking and then, oops, a fuck just slipped right out. Whoops. No, that doesn't really happen. I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, and it is always on purpose. So over the years, I've received a few emails from people who were either really offended or, concerned about my cursing. And the message was always like, you should stop doing that. And I never really addressed it publicly because I didn't really feel the need to defend myself. Like, if somebody is offended, sorry, but not sorry. Like, it really has nothing to do with me. That's your own vibration. And I don't really care. I don't force my work on you. I don't knock down your door. I'm not yelling at you on the street, so you actually have to choose to click on the link and choose to watch my videos and read my blog posts. So I consider this my house, and in my house, I do what I want to do. If I come to your house, if you don't like cursing, I won't curse, but in my house, I speak the way that I speak. So it dawned on me this week that making this video wouldn't be about defending myself, but more about maybe a teaching moment or, an opportunity to give people permission to be themselves, whatever that means, to do their thing, whatever that means, even if some people may choose to be offended by that. And that's a choice too, by the way. Or some people don't agree or think it's weird or, whatever. And so I'm inspired to talk about this topic, and I think this is probably a fun example to use to make my point. Okay, so why do I curse? Well, there's not really a reason why I curse. I curse because I like cursing. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. And I think sometimes there just is no better word to express something than fuck. So it's a fabulous word. And there's so many creative ways to curse, yeah? But I think it makes the point, and it makes the point in a colloquial, relaxed, and real way. And mostly this is the way I talk. This is the way I'm comfortable talking. This is who I am. So why do I choose to do it on camera or in my blog post or even in my book? Well, for me, it's all about authenticity. When I first started my blog in like October, November 2010, the first few blog posts that I put out, they were really sort of very serious, very straight, very straight-laced. And it was because I didn't think that anybody would take me seriously in the personal development or spiritual space if I let my silly, weird side out, if I let my freak flag fly, so to speak. And, when you first start a blog and you put some stuff out there, people may not know this, but right at that moment, people are not banging down your door. No one shows up. You're really just sort of, it's all crickets. You're really just sort of, you're writing for yourself, because there's nobody reading it right at first. And so because I was writing for myself and I was writing in this sort of dry, censored way, I became bored with that really, really fast. And since there was really no risk because nobody was showing up anyway, I decided that if I was going to do this, and I really felt strongly that I wanted to do this, it was a really strong pull calling me to this, that I wanted to write in the way that really reflected me, and that I got to make it fun for myself. And that's when I started posting the funny cat pictures, which, by the way, are coming back after the 30-day challenge. It's just a lot of work to get those pictures together, and doing it daily just wasn't in the cards. So they are coming back, don't worry. But I started posting the funny cat pictures, and I started using more humor. And at some point, I decided, I made the decision to allow cursing on my blog, which meant I allowed myself to curse. I gave myself permission to curse because I do. And you know, when I started being more of myself, when I started showing up, that's when my audience found me. That's when people started showing up. And it makes perfect sense, because you can't attract other people to your work unless you're the one actually delivering it. You have to show up. And so I started showing up, and they started showing up, and we started partying together and having a great time. My work is all about authenticity. And so if I wasn't as authentic as I possibly could be, which is always evolving, and you guys, you know, those of you who've been with me for a long time, you've seen that evolution. But if I wasn't as authentic as I could be, my audience, many of whom, you know, could read energy, would know it in a heartbeat. You guys would know it. You would know it before I know it. You have known it in the past when I was leveling up and wasn't really, or was getting ready to level up and wasn't really showing up 100% anymore, because my 100% had moved, had changed, yeah? And so if I was censoring myself, if I wasn't being totally myself, you might not know what was wrong, what was missing, but you would know that something was off, you know? And so there is no way that I'm not gonna fucking talk the way that I fucking talk in my personal life, because I don't want to make a distinction between my personal life and what I do here. And in fact, this 30-day video challenge is about me leveling up and becoming, you know, making less and less and less of a distinction between what I do here and what you would get if you met me on the street. It's pretty much the same. And so as I change, my blog has to change, and the way that I show up in my blog has to change. And this whole exercise is about letting you guys in more, so that you're really getting the real deal, whatever that is. So the different, you know, criticisms, if you can call them that I got over the years are, well, some people say it makes me less attractive. I've gotten that from men and from women, which I always think is really, really funny, because I actually, if I meet a guy or I see a, you know, attractive guy and he curses a bit, that actually makes him more attractive. People are more attractive to me when they kind of let their hair down. And something else that I've heard is that it takes away from my message, right? Because it's so jarring and it just doesn't fit. Like here I'm talking about love and self-acceptance and ascension and, you know, being who you really are and being happy shiny puppy, and then I'm all like, fuck, right? Well, actually, I'm never fuck. I'm always like, fuck, which is totally different. Fuck yeah. And so, to me, you know, I think we would all be better off if we prefaced any personal opinion with, I think, or to me. So, you know, the way I hear that, because I put that prefix in, is to me, it detracts from the message. And to that, I gotta say, I'm not the only teacher out there. Find the teacher that you really resonate with. Because my crowd, my happy shiny puppies, you know, they don't just tolerate my cursing, they love it. Yeah, because for every email that I've gotten from people saying, you need to stop cursing, I've probably gotten more than 100, which is a representation of many more people than that, who have said, oh, thank God you're real. Oh, thank God you curse. You talk the way that I talk to my girlfriends. You know, it makes you much more accessible. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not doing this to cater to those people either. I love that we found each other, and I appreciate the shit out of you guys. But I'm not doing it to cater to somebody or to please anybody or to rebel against anybody. This is just who I am. And that means that I'm not going to appeal to everybody. And that's okay, because nobody appeals to everybody. And you can make yourself crazy trying to appeal to everybody. So no matter what you're doing, whether you want to show up for a lot of people or just, live your own life, you're never going to please everybody. But if you're not yourself, you're not going to please anybody, because you're not pleasing yourself. You're going to suffer, and no one's ever really going to connect with you because you're not showing up. So it's much better to just be yourself. Let your freak flag fly. I have such a hard time saying that. Say that 3 times really quick. Let yourself be the wonderful, gorgeous, amazing, unique freak that you are. Yeah, and we're all freaks. Some people just own it more than others. We're all weird. Yeah, some people just don't like to admit it. So we're all wonderfully weird. And if you allow yourself to be who you are, if you really show up as who you are, then the people who appreciate that about you, not just tolerate it about you, but appreciate the things that make you you, they will show up. And that will be your tribe. Those will be your peeps. Those are the people that you can have a really, really good time with. And then you don't have to expend a bunch of energy censoring yourself or holding yourself back or trying to be something that you're not. So why do I curse? Because I do. Yeah. And I think that sometimes there's just no better way to express something. And also, I help my clients express their deepest feelings, their authenticity, things that they may have never admitted in their entire lives. And there is such freedom in being able to express something using any words necessary and using the most appropriate words. And, so when somebody is expressing anger, sometimes I'm just gonna fucking kill them is like the best way to say it. And sometimes when they're finally admitting to really wanting something and they're finally admitting a desire and saying, I fucking want it, is the best way to express it. And it's not just the F word. Douchebag shit. Hell. Is hell a curse word? I think some people think it is. Is it? Let me know in the comments. So I don't curse gratuitously. I'm not doing it to rebel. I'm not doing it to please. I do it because I think it's fun, and I think that it's a really great way to express certain thoughts, certain ideas, that there often is no better way to express it. And sometimes it's just funny as hell. Yeah? So I do it for comic relief as well, because sometimes we talk about some deep shit here, and a little bit of cursing sometimes breaks that energy up a little bit. And so that's why I do it. And if it offends you, then that may be something that you want to take a look at, and you might want to take a look at why, with all the stuff going on in the world right now, this would be the thing that bothers you the most. Like, seriously. This is, the battle you want to stage. But also understand that you always have the freedom to turn the video off, to find a different teacher. I'm not here for everybody. I'm here for those who, when they find me, go, yes! Because you either kind of know it or you don't. And I see that in people's eyes when I start speaking and I'm meeting people for the first time and they ask me what I do and I start talking about my work. One of two things happens. Some people go, what? And the rest go, oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is my thing. And those are my people. Yeah? So hopefully that's cleared it up. If you're still watching after 11 videos and you're sending me those wonderful emails and comments and Facebook comments and YouTube comments, and it's coming in from every direction right now, if you're one of the people who's doing that, then, just know that I appreciate the shit out of you, because I do. And if you've been too shy to let me know that you're out there, it's okay. There's no pressure, but you have full permission to let me know, you know, who you are. And if you're too shy to do it publicly, then just hit reply on the email that I send you, and you know, hit me up and just kind of let me know that you're out there and the biggest aha moment that you have had from this video, maybe. So today's question for you, because it's a conversation, right, is what do you think about cursing? And don't be shy to kind of say, well, I prefer not to do it. And obviously, if you have a huge problem with me cursing, maybe you're not in the right place, because it's not gonna stop. It's gonna happen from time to time. Maybe not as frequently as it did in this video, but when I find it's appropriate, it's gonna happen, because I'm just being me. So, but let me know what you think about cursing, or what you think about language, or what you think about anything else. Aha moments that you may have had about you being yourself, unapologetically, and not worrying what other people think. Until tomorrow, thank you for bringing your light to the world.